looking pretty interesting this morning.
Weather forecast for today is rain. In these conditions, the Audi with Johnny Reid and Neil Foster in it, that is going to be a very, very strong combination.
Yeah, it's a pretty stable car, so we should be reasonably quick in the rain. You know, we haven't got the horsepower that the Camaros have got in terms of qualifying, but certainly we can maintain very good lap times over the race, so we're pretty confident.
The fight between Simon Evans and Johnny Mack was one we were really looking forward to. It's not going to happen.
Obviously at Taupo we were running with Simon Evans on the Smeg Commodore, and unfortunately that car wasn't ready, so we had to pull the pin on Wednesday, unfortunately, even though we're second in the championship.
Johnny Mack, I mean, you know, he's a very, very experienced driver, but 850 horsepower and a lot of rain, yeehaw! It's going to be a real handful, that car.
You know, when you know it's going to be final weekend, you have quite a different focus. So there's so many more unknowns in these type of weekends, and hopefully this is where the team will shine because we've had the experience.
One car we haven't talked about is the Trace 458 Ferrari, and this weekend we've got Richard Muscat at the wheel, and he's won the Australian GT Championship and he's a professional driver, so in the rain you'd have to say he's going to be a pretty good peddler, right?
Comes from Australia, they don't have a lot of rain in Aussie.
Around here, it reminds me of Sandown. There's not much track temperature and it's a bit bumpy, so in the wet there's a lot of standing water, and to get by temperature is really a tough thing around here. So the first 2 or 3 laps is pretty hard on the car, but after that point, you know, you get it comfortable, the car gets some temperature, it's pretty cool. Well, I've been helping the boys out, Sammy and Danny, for the last 2 years. Just doing a handful of laps on the practice day and getting a good baseline, some data. Danny's obviously not available this weekend, so they've asked me to fill in for him, and yeah, looking forward to it.
Let's go down, meet some of the team, see what's going on and see what happens in the racing.
I started racing go-karts, did that for about 4 or 5 years. Then I got the opportunity to come over to New Zealand to do the SsangYong series, and I got asked to come back. Since then I've moved here and just kick-started my motorsport career.
Tell us a little bit about this car.
It was a SsangYong Action Racing Ute, and we've strapped a turbo on, so it's going bigger and better, so it sort of helps a bit of promotion. So this weekend we want to win the 3.5 litre class, and we'll go out there and give the V8 Utes a bit of a shake-up.
And so Aussies better drivers than Kiwis, or?
Well, that's a tough one, but I've got to say yes.
One of the few South Island teams and one of the few hybrid sort of, what do you call it? It's a Mazda with a Chevy in it, you know, so there's not many of them around, is there? 6.8 litre LS3, paddle shift, yeah, sequential box, all that sort of carry on. We want to finish, obviously, that's the first thing. Yeah, we want to be at the top of Class 1.
And it's a good car in the rain?
We haven't driven this one in the rain, so we'll see.
I haven't done much driving in this car in the wet. I think we went out here one time before we'd done any of the adjustments. We're done to it now.
What's your goal for the weekend?
Obviously to have as much fun as possible. Where we end up, but one of the crew chiefs wants us to win so badly just so he can drink out of the trophy cup at the end of it.
Well, today's a whole new experience for us because neither of us have driven this thing in the wet. Our whole theory for this season is just to get to know the car. If we can stay in the top 10, that'd be cool. But it's not a criteria. Paul Manuel's been running my second ute, so it's sort of become a bit of a natural progression. It was going to be Paul and I. Unfortunately, a few things have happened and Paul's had to step out. So Brett got the big phone call and here we are. So 2 ute drivers in a Super Tourer. What could go wrong?
It's changed colour. Last time it had the most amazing paint job, I think, in the entire field, and this time it's changed again.
We thought, yeah, time for something new, and it's originally a Spoon Sport enduro car, so it's a factory car, so we thought why not take it back to original colours, and you know, our sister car here is the same, so we thought it'd be great to have 2 cars in the field looking alike. It was freshly finished yesterday, and yeah, really happy with the way it's come up.
Within the class you're in, it's pretty competitive, right?
Very competitive, especially in this garage here. You know, I mean, we're a team, but obviously, you know, out on the track, we are competitors. So it's very close in here. And then there's Mike Eddy and Gavin York in the New Shape and the FDs. It's a great class. I know they're not GT3s, but hey, look, I think we have as much fun as they do, and I think people enjoy seeing them.
I went out and warmed the car up and just did a few sighting laps. Richard's out there qualifying now, and then I'll start the race. After about 3 or 4 laps in the GT car, all of a sudden you're trying to weave your way through traffic. Add to that the rain, and I think we're going to have a pretty exciting race on our hands, eh?
So we're on pole with I think it was the 12.8, so just managing the traffic was the biggest thing that session. Even my best lap I still got held up a bit, but it was a good lap. It's actually good fun in the 458. I enjoy GT3 racing so much. With GT3 you've got aero, you've got big tyres, big brakes, not to mention ABS and traction control. So in the wet you can just attack and be aggressive, and you get rewarded for it.
We qualified third, and it was on the first really timed lap that we had. Hey, I was happy just to bring the car in straight and no need to push it at this stage. Our plan for qualifying was to try and get a lap in early in case we got a red flag. That did happen, but I was probably out in the worst conditions, and then we put Simon in the car for him to get a look at it. That's a 3-hour series, so have to be there at the end of 3 hours. So I think if we can keep it on the track, we'll be somewhere at the end of the day.
Car was running strong, we were holding our position, and then we struck a small technical glitch, problem with the upshift, and after that it was just a case of managing the car and bringing it in for John.
Yeah, I'm really pleased with the way I went. I just tried to do consistent, averagely quick laps without being silly, and it paid off. A few others made mistakes and we stayed up there.
Oh, this is absolute perfect GTR weather, yeah, four-wheel drive. You're probably one of the only cars, if not the only car out there with it. Love it. The number one thing was just stay out of trouble. After that, it's really just a case of, hammer down.
Brilliant day, yeah. Welcome back, as I say. I was bloody delighted to get a win here. I was really having to battle quite hard. Richard just picked the wrong moment and I was right there to capitalise, and he got off on the wet line and I stayed on the dry, and I was able to get around the car, and that was the difference today, to be honest.
She liked the rain, sort of. Still weighs a lot, so she was a bit of a handful at the end on the wet tyres that weren't wet anymore. So, yeah, but Timmy did well. He started out and went for the leaders.
Yeah, no, we're very, very happy with the way today went. It was almost like driving in, it was like a dry track for us out there today. I was very impressed with how close the race was today, and look forward to same to you.
Come back to supercars.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thank you very much. Delighted with today. Awesome result.
We had the pace. Sammy did a really good stint, had a good race to the end. A bit unlucky not to win, just got held out by some lap trophy and he got past me, but awesome race.
It was nerve-wracking. I think I aged about 10 years. Means we're sitting in second, so we're in a good spot for Mansfield. We'll get Danny back from France. Hopefully he hasn't had too much red wine and cheese. And we'll go for it in Mansfield, so can't wait.
Simon did a great job of keeping it on the track because it's really hard in those conditions, so well done to him, nice and straight, and a lot of other cars going off, so he did a great job. And then the car actually developed a misfire that was causing a misshift, so he couldn't properly change gears. So it took Simon a while to diagnose that in the car, and because he's so new to the car, he probably doesn't push it on as much as I do. So being the good man that he is.
Fair, yeah. I just loved it, and I was going to have a genuine crack at those guys, just biding my time, and we had pace. Car was mint, absolutely mint in those conditions, so very happy, and hey, never say never. What about never say never, eh?
John, tell us about coming in on and getting the slicks.
We knew that we lost all the track position we just gained, had to really go after it and take a few risks and just weave your way through the traffic, so that was a lot of fun. So yeah, we come away, we're thinking halfway through when Simon was in the car and we had issues with it, hey, it could have been our day. So but this team just keeps on soldiers on, thanks to our sponsors, thanks to Inky and Annette back at home watching this, and yeah, another trophy for you guys, so thanks Tulloch Motorsport.
Alright, so there you have it. A great day out.
Boy, what a finish. Interestingly enough, I did, at the completion of the race, I did a quick point tally up. And Johnny Mack and Simon are both tied on points now at the top of the Mahindra series with Johnny Reid and Neil Foster.
So that takes us into the final round with some really exciting things going on right through the pack. Join us next time when we're going to another track, which will be
the mighty Manawatu. We're going to, did I say Manawatu correctly this time?
I don't know. I only had the last one because I got told how to say it properly.
Manfield, 23rd of July.
And round 3, of course, is the last round of the Mahindra North Island Endurance Series. And we're going to see some winners at the end of that, and we'll really see how this plays out. So join us. And remember, if you like this, subscribe to it on YouTube so you can see it when it comes out.